Welcome, little one. This is your first day. Your designation will be RP-01/138. We expect great things from you. You have been born into dangerous times. A sharp mind can be the key to survival. But as often as not, it will be your inherent physical traits that win the day. And in this regard, you will be superior to your more common brethren. For you are a commando, an elite unit, something truly special. Your weapons, your armor, and most importantly, your brothers.
All right, men. Listen up.
Delta Squad, form up.
Forming up, boss.
What is up, our fellow Republic Commandos? It is your boy Trey of the Bat Channel, and we are coming in hot and live from a galaxy far, far away with the season finale, well, series finale, really, when you think about it, of Andor. Season 2 has been a hit or a miss. A lot of us, I feel like it's been very controversial. Not nearly as good as season 1, but maybe these last 3 episodes will be such a banger that it'll change everybody's minds and look at this show a little bit differently. So, before we begin, we'll go through all the pleasantries, but here's the time for you to pull up your Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus, you could start your free trial. I think they give you like a month worth of free trial, so that way you could just binge all of Andor if you wanted to. But pull it up now, because obviously, guys, if this is your first time hanging out with the Bat Channel and the Battalion on a watch party, I can't show the movie, or the show in this case. Disney would take me down faster than I could say, these are not the droids you are looking for. So do not waste time. Pull up your episode 10 of Andor. Should be available right now. It must have just been released. And in fact, I'll refresh my Disney Plus to look to see. And yep, there they are. Episode 10, called Make It Stop. I'm going to set it up, get it ready to go. I'm going to hit my pause so it doesn't go too much further. Have it on the Disney Plus logo. But it's wonderful to see you guys here. Okay, let's go through all the pleasantry real quick while you guys pull up your Disney Plus. Follow us on one of our social media pages like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, at _Bat Channel. It's a great way to get in touch with us, whether you see some really cool entertainment news, but we're also doing a ton of entertainment posts with TBC News, all the entertainment stuff you would want to see, like Godzilla, Jurassic World, and other crazy stuff. So definitely follow us there. We're doing some really fun posts. And if you're still over on Facebook, at Holy Bat Channel. Yeah, we like to diverse it out for you guys a little bit. And of course, it helps us out so much, guys, when you smash that like, you share this video, you subscribe if you haven't already, and help us get to 10,000 subs. Why? Because Super Bro Corey and I love to do charity streams. How we used to do in the past is every dollar that you guys put with your super chats, YouTube takes 30% out. Corey and I would put that 30% back in with our own money and then send it off to charities like Feeding America, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund like they did for Twisters. When we hit 10,000 subs, we don't have to worry about YouTube taking out the 30% of your guys' earned money. It just immediately goes to that fundraiser that we're raising it for, and we love doing those streams. So help us get to 10,000 subs. We can't do that without you guys sharing the word, spreading it. And of course, we have a whole bunch of cool videos if you guys haven't seen, like all the Predator trailer reactions that we've been doing, the Jurassic World Chaos Theory, getting ready for Jurassic World Rebirth with our trailers coming soon, our breakdowns of Andor, Toho news with Godzilla, some dope movies that you may have never heard of, like Primitive War, or if you're curious about like The Accountant 2, all the great content on our channel. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring out the best co-hosts I could ever ask for. These guys are amazing. Our Delta Squad, Super Bro Corey and Koj. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
What's up? How we doing?
Hey, how are you guys feeling?
anxious, nervous, excited, but happy to be here all around.
Okay. Super Bro, you?
I'm feeling good, bud. Good day. We'll see how this ends off. I hope it does what it needs to do to finish off. We're jumping up another year, bro. Jumping up another year.
Another year after the craziness that really showed us the Gourmet Massacre that kind of shot things up for the rebellion. Mon Mothma gave her speech that has now branded her a traitor of the Empire. And she had to book it pretty quick, just as we saw in Star Wars Rebels with Secret Cargo from season 3, episode 18. We know she is no longer able to speak on behalf of the Senate. She is on the run and is now the face of the rebellion. So it's been a year later. We're going to be working it right up to where we get to with Rogue One, which we are doing a watch party tomorrow. So make sure you guys set your reminders for that. Guys, with this being the last 3 episodes, I know we kind of talked about it briefly on our breakdown, but Koj, what do you hope to see, or what do you need to see to really like dovetail this series?
I need to see what we should have seen from the beginning of the season, which was a cinematic, high intense. I'm not saying a lot of action, but a lot of suspense build up, a good solid pace going into Rogue One, to where Rogue One feels like Rogue One Part 2. This needs to be a Rogue One experience from beginning to end, all 3 episodes tied in together. Because, this is, if it's the same pace, I'm not going to be excited to see Rogue One afterwards. So they really need to kick it into a whole different gear.
So it really needs to feel like a prequel to Rogue One, like building into it, almost like a connected movie in a sense.
Exactly. That's what needs to be happen, or surprise me and give me something better than that. But if it's not, I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. Super Bro Corey, same question for you. What does this final 3 episodes need to do for you to make Andor worth the watch?
It's I'm going to be asking for a lot, man. We have to be rolling right into Rogue One or something along those lines. Yeah, I think all 3 episodes need to be pretty fast paced, because remember in the trailer when they're like, "Welcome to the Rebellion," theme song and everything like that. We haven't really seen the like Rebellion go. Yeah, it's been Rebellion light this entire series. So I'm hoping that it delivers here towards the end. I just wish, the beginning of season 1 started off slow and then it ended really strong and got really, really good. I wish we kept that same intensity. So I've been a little disappointed in that sense, but I'm hoping that this next 3 episodes is just insane, man.
We did talk about some of the themes that they really haven't addressed so far with this season, which has kind of been a surprise, like Andor's sister. That was kind of a major plot point in season 1, especially in the first few episodes, and what becomes of Luthen. We obviously don't see him in any other Star Wars shows or movies at this point, so I feel like I do see people in the chat saying this really does need to be Luthen focused. And I agree. I think the relationship between him and Andor has been strained the last few, especially this season. So hopefully the complexity of their relationship really peel back to the layers a little bit, whether they find reconciliation or it's just a tough thing. But and we also need to see Cassian get to that place. The place that we find him in Rogue One, where he's willing to kill innocent people. We kind of felt with the Gorman massacre, he's still a bit hesitant to take a life. He's still hesitant to let innocent people die. But Luthen is quick to it, and we saw that clearly with Rogue One with Cassian. So they kind of conform to their ideas with it. So I see Red Hooded Outlaw with a $5 super chat saying, "Give it to us, Super Bro Corey. Like a bantha. Let's get it."
Like a bantha. Yes.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Red Hood Outlaw. Corey, who's on the super chat hanging out with us today?
Yeah, buddy, we got quite a few people in here tonight. We got the Batman Who Laughs, Oracle's Clock Tower, Dean Classified, Monarch Guys Only checking in, Atomic Kaiju 1954, Akil Lee, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse Guy, Red Hooded Outlaw, of course, Beyond the Night, Pred Alien, Joker's Wild, Kaiju Crazy Craig Rowland, Bat Fanatic, The Butler, Good Soldiers Follow Oda 66, Dark Jurassic, 9 Lives in Hell here, Carrie Kelly, Wayne Enterprise, King Donkey Kong, Dark Star Killer Unleashed, Clever Girl, 86. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Joker's Wild, Beyond the Night, Pred Alien, we said, 9 Lives in Hell here, Dark Star Killer Unleashed, Trevor H. I think we got everybody checked in, Trey.
Nice. Well, guys, it's so great to see everyone here. I'm excited to experience the finale with everyone. Like I said, hopefully you've had a chance to pull up your Disney Plus. I'll give you guys like maybe one more minute, and then we'll check in. So maybe let us know in the chat if you're ready to go.
Also,
they're letting you know your shirt is awesome.
Yeah, they're just also noticing your shirt.
What about it?
They're noticing your shirt?
That is so good. Oh, yeah. Dad by day, Batman by night. Yes. Yeah. Wonder Wife got it, and she was like, "You have to wear it." So I was like, "All right." I'm missing some baby cuddles right now, so we'll try to keep it fairly quick. I don't know how long each episode is, but we'll experience it together. And the plan is for the breakdown to be Friday night, because we're going to be busy Saturday. Thursday is Wonder Wife's birthday, so I probably won't have time to do anything Thursday. But like I said, tomorrow we will do the Rogue One watch party, watch the complete journey of Cassian Andor. So make sure you guys set your reminders for that. Did Wonder Wife? Yeah, she did, Carrie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, out of curiosity, what do you guys think? Do you think Luthen is gonna bite the dust? He's gonna meet his end?
In episode 10, yeah.
Oh, you think it's gonna be first episode? We're gonna see Luthen
Yeah,
go
if
down.
not, it's definitely gonna be 12. But they really got to get us really into it. So if there's some crazy that happens in episode 10 that takes him out, that'd be cool because he's kind of really had a guest role in this kind of.
He has. I was a little surprised by that, and honestly, kind of taken back because it feels like season 1 he was easily one of the best parts. Had some of the best dialogue, and here in season 2 he's really taken a step back. And I'm surprised by that, especially by the response people had towards him. So
yeah, it's like he and the suspense got pushed to the side.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand maybe if the more they show of him, maybe it takes away some of the mysteriousness of him. But I don't know. It hasn't really felt like it's been a season about Cassian either. Everyone's saying ready to go. Ready. Cool. All right.
Mon Mothma. There we go.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it then. I think everyone's pretty much saying, yeah, exactly, Darth Star Killer. It has been a Mon Mothma show. It seems like everyone is ready to go. So let's go ahead. I have mine set exactly on 0. It's with the Disney Plus original logo. If it does do like the recap, just listen along with me. I'll let you guys know. We're gonna skip all that because I feel like we're ready to go with this. So here we go. Coming down in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, skip recap in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have the intro going.
It was the last droid from the show Andor.
What is this episode called, Trey?
What's up?
What is this episode called?
Make it stop.
Is that a title or a tweet someone made about this? Sorry. No, I was saying in the opening of all those masks, the last one, I was wondering if it looked like a droid from this Andor show. You know, the one we left in the week. I don't know.
Okay, we got the gong again. Keeping with the theme, I like it. Battle before Yavin 1. Looks like we're in Luthen's office now.
That table looks like work. Oh. Wow, I do like the reflection on those window things, panels.
Trey's been checking his watch. Necron says, "What up, Necron?"
Hey, what up, dude?
Got no watch today.
Nice shot.
Uh-oh. The Death Star? I don't know if you can trust him anymore.
Starting off lower than I expected.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why they did that.
I mean, but see, this is the part where I was expecting with season 2 is to be the Luthen focus, all the intertwining of all the contacts and burning the bridges and
Mm-hmm. Well, depending how the season ends, that might be true for sure.
Maybe. Yeah, Darth Ghostface is Andor is the most overrated Star Wars show ever made. We'll see. I guess we'll see.
yeah.
Disney definitely is
Till
sucking
we
it
see
up.
the end, we won't know.
Mhm.
It hasn't been strong though, season 2. Season 1 way better. Season 1 was slow though.
But season 1 was pretty rough for a good half portion of it.
Well, the
least.
first half really was the roughest,
Mhm.
and the second half then it picked up incredibly, and it was the dialogue was the best part.
And for me, a slow British, very sci-fi show, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to relate it.
What's up, Sergeant Georgina? Yeah, I think that's fair beyond the night. I don't think it's overrated, but
Mm-hmm.
season 2 has not been good. Yeah, it's
Oh,
interesting.
they got him.
Sure.
Yep, it looks like Luthen took him out. How else would he? Ooh.
So she just said Galen Erso, which is Jyn Erso's father, the one who's building Project Stardust, who gave him the secrets of the plan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I want to see the Empire really want to be going after the rebels, you know?
Mm.
They need a desire to hunt down their base.
Jurassic Park 3 for the first time.
Who did? Sergeant Giratina? Nice, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh wait, so is he's burning all of his okay.
That's good to see too. Felipe says overrated. You are nuts. Best Star Wars ever. Glad you're enjoying it.
That's good. Yeah. I think that's the thing is Andor is going to be. Some people are going to really. I think it's going to be a spectrum a bit. Like you either love it, hate it,
or hate Disney.
Yeah, there's themes I really like about it. I do think the dialogue is phenomenal in a lot of spots. It is a bit of a slow burn sometimes, though.
I agree, Oracle. Take him out or take her out. Take them both out. Maybe Coach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, at this point, bro, I don't think she clearly doesn't give a shit about your place.
Well, I have gloves to take them off. That was kind of stupid. Why would he say not what after he said it has to be stunning?
Oh shit! Yeah, she found you, dude. That's all the way from season 1.
Oh, Coach might be right. Kill him.
I hope I'm right with the rest or wrong in a better stance that they give me more of what I want. One year, Sergeant Giotina. Well, this episode. He's going to take himself out. Oh, and her. That'd be great.
Oh, well, that was a Gungan skull. Take her down. Take her. Are they both just going to take each other out? Oh, he's. Oh.
Oh, man. He killed himself. Trojan was right. That figures. That figures. Of course, they'd kill him off or have him be. I know.
Or is he killed off? They might do something right here, you know? Remember, they did have Zack Snyder's script where they could still get stuff from the brain after they kill him in Rebel Moon.
Hmm. It's time for you to get out there now, too.
Is that the first time we see partially armored stormtroopers?
Oh, you know, this could be interesting. What if Cassian is the one that's going to have to go in because he's still alive and they're going to try to get information from him? So he's going to kind of get what he wants by taking him out. But it'll be like a weird reconciliation, I guess you could say.
Because when he killed the guy in Rogue One, it was to make sure that no information leaks from getting someone.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Why is she back at the safe house? Because doesn't Luthen own that safe house? Isn't that Luthen's safe house?
Yes, but I mean, my guess is if he would have done certain precautions to make sure it was not attached to his name. Though she does need to get moving. Oh, is this a flashback? It looks like it.
He looks
Yeah,
so
his hair is
excited.
way shorter. Oh, there you go.
Maybe how they meet or something like that.
Oh, is she? Okay.
What would he be like? What I wonder what this is. Where they're at.
Well, it must be during some time in the Clone Wars.
Hmm.
Or maybe right
Just to
after
make
the
it,
events of Order
make it
66.
Is he being a chicken right now? Is that what's going on here?
And is that what she's witnessing? It looks like she's
Hiding?
hiding behind there.
Oh, he helped raise her.
Hmm.
Was he on an enemy side? It's because they said taking out areas. Like, what was he an empire leader? He didn't
I
want to
haven't
kill
seen any
people.
sigil that would. Oh, that's Saw Gerrera. Wait, is that? No. No, it's not Saw.
We are on episode 10 right now, Terry, and we
Hey,
won't tell you how it is. Have a good night, Terry. Is it epic so far? What would you guys say so far for episode 10? Some crazy stuff
Interesting.
happens.
I would just say it's interesting. A lot going on.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It all depends how it
Is
ends.
this episode over an hour?
This one said it was like 50 minutes, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be a 3-hour thing.
That is correct, Derry. Thanks for swinging on by. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, my friend. We'll see you again.
Kind of like seeing more of the medical world. I just came back from work, so I'm like, hey, would I be wearing those yellow things?
Is she gonna try to take him out? I don't.
In a way, I hope so.
She's really testing her luck here.
Unless this is like part of a backup plan.
Oh, that's cool. It's a safe breaker, like a code breaker.
Ooh.
That's dope. I dig that device. Okay. Disguising herself.
– 18, 19. Okay. Floor 19. It's crazy to see numbers in Star Wars.
Still alive.
Thank you, Terry. Hey, cool. Justice.
Interesting.
Oh, is it for killing that guy? Somehow it's pegged on her. Their mole guy.
Oh, that would be an intriguing reveal. I just can't help but feel that this time jump isn't the right thing to do.
I agree with you. It should have been 1 year.
100% agree. It's been one of my biggest issues with this season. Like if you could only make this
like, where are you
seasons,
taking me, lady?
Like if you could only make this Andor series 2 seasons, which I think they could have, if they had this much story, they probably could have expanded it some more. Yeah. But the hopping around is it's rushed storytelling, in my opinion.
Well, I think it didn't need to be either. Even with this being the final season, the focus has just been in the wrong places, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's crazy because
wrong. Absolutely.
Because I feel as a prequel series, it's supposed to build, not just quickly brush over things. I mean, that's something that you could leave for the animated series Tales of fill in the blank. They're kind of treating this like Tales of the Jedi or Tales of the Empire or whatever, little snippets, but that breaks the suspense, that breaks the momentum leading into something, especially as a prequel to a movie that's already high suspense, octane, drama, and action, you know?
Hmm.
I agree, Marcus. These last 3 episodes should have been like getting us into Rogue One.
Season 2 should have been a year before Rogue One, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the Gourmet Massacre was important to see. Like, they almost should have been like that be the first half of the focus,
Right.
and then the second half be the lead up into Rogue One.
Or that should have been like episode 1. And then episode 2 is a year later in this.
Mm. Is it just me or this alien dude kind of looks like a ET almost?
ET?
Yeah.
Maybe it's ET's great granddad. No, he's too tall for that. Oh, sorry, grandmother.
Which ET could technically exist. He was in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. Interesting. So she was truly the spirit of the rebellion.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Go for it. Go full on it. Hmm.
Hmm. Hate is a bad source. Fight with hope for a better tomorrow. That's what I say.
Hmm. Well
All
done.
right, she's on a suicide mission. She's probably. I'm
She has to
expecting
kill
her
him so
to.
they don't, so he doesn't, give up any info.
Yeah, I think she's going there to eliminate him. She probably has like what, 30 minutes, maybe
Take
less,
the shot from there.
Mm, until they find that guard is gone. Naboo?
It looks like Naboo.
Right?
But really, when you see all the ice cream, this is clearly Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Orlando, or Disney World. Sorry.
I bet he has long hair, so when they shot these were in reverse, they were slowly cutting his hair down. The actor.
Hmm.
It's still like a master and apprentice scenario going on. Hmm.
Wow. Okay. You're almost there, Sri, but I don't think you're going to make it. Going too well. Or maybe he trained her so perfectly.
Mm.
You can't wait for goodbyes.
She should blast the door controllers.
This is. He purposefully killed himself or tried to kill himself. So
Yeah. So she's got to do it.
Boom! Shoot him quickly. I don't know where we're trying to get him out of there.
Or cut off the life support. Because it looks like that was attached to what's giving him oxygen or his IV or whatever.
Let him die painfully. I mean, it's just at this point, it seems like just put him out of his misery.
He did?
Mm-hmm. His heart rate monitor dropped to 0. Or that's what it looked like if it's like our instruments.
Okay. Are you really going to make it out of this?
I don't know if she does. That's probably secondary. The mission's probably primary.
Just a fade out for the first episode? Is that how they're going to do it?
Wow.
Well, that was an interesting way to go about it. Wow. Okay, well, next episode, which is titled Who Else Knows, coming down in 3, 2, 1, play. We'll skip the recap when it pops up as an option. Skip recap in 3, 2, 1, skip.
Oh, a little exciting music.
What is episode 2 called?
Who Else Knows?
Excuse me, 11 now.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Same shot as we ended with the last one. Kind of.
Right.
Oh, wow. So now they're making her the scapegoat.
Team of 3. Props to her. Dang. I feel like this guy is who Cyril should have been.
I love this comment.
Is it just me, or did his death fell flat?
Yeah. Mm.
You.
Oh, Krennic. Okay.
That's 2 words.
Oh, wow.
Why is he poking her head like that?
I know.
Damn.
Are they going to make her join the resistance now? Is that what they're leading up to?
Now, if anything, she'll be, I think, the scapegoat. Like they may call her Axis. The very thing she's hunting is the thing she becomes,
Ooh.
gets labeled.
Ooh. Because sometimes they need someone to take the fall to go forward, you know? And they need it
Mhm.
sooner than later. Or never. Then never.
Yeah.
I like how he talks. It's very slithering, threatening, and a little lispy where it's kind of crazy.
Right? And just like that, she has been discarded.
Just kind of like surreal.
Which
Met her purpose.
goes back to my point. They should have killed her off at that massacre.
Yeah, and so shooting when the Imperial guards, they should have shot her before Cassian could take a shot. Then we could see that Cassian is not bad at shooting, and then that would have more meat to continue their slaughter of everyone there. It wasn't there. They're getting reports of killing people in every district.
Yeah, I mean, if Cassian did take the shot, Luthen would be alive, most likely.
Mm.
I do got this weird feeling that she's going to jump ship. Be like, all right, I'm going to join the rebels now.
I feel like that'd be such a that's an arc I don't need.
Or she's the one
for life.
Or she dies giving the hint of the Death Star to the rebels.
She's at the safe house. What does she need so desperately? It's a radio?
How long is this episode, Troy?
This one is. Let's see. It's like 43, almost 45 minutes.
I feel like they're wasting a lot of valuable time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the season's been, just wasting time.
It's kind of like all these side quests of importance, but not the real meat.
Yeah, no, it's
like a lot of good appetizers, but no entrees.
Corbra, are you able to come out with it? I know you know a little bit Morse code.
Hey,
it's an Osby fellow.
so maybe the mission is to find out about the Death Star at the very end.
Yeah, this is a miss so far of a finale
I agree. There again.
because this wonderful relationship that we see in Rogue One with K2SO, we don't see how Cassian builds that. It's just they're immediately those people that we saw in Rogue One. There's no, development in their relationship. A lot of the year jumps were the biggest mistakes of this show.
Mm-hmm. Because that instead of picking a momentum, it's a reset. Reset. Reset.
It's actually my biggest issue. One of my biggest issues with this show. They planned this out so poorly.
Or on purpose not to give us enough. Sometimes I feel like it's a tease on purpose. It's kind of like in the pro wrestling world, some of us have a huge criticism about how WWE focuses on purposely teasing us, not giving us enough, just keeping us a little
Like, right.
not going all in
Like,
all the time.
We're closing in on the halfway point for tonight's episodes. And where are we? Have we seen Andor yet?
Have we what, sorry?
It's like we haven't even seen Andor yet.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just about halfway through the final 3 episodes.
Yeah. I feel like this should have been episode 4, if anything. Just do the year gap in the beginning and then don't do it again.
That's an interesting way to get somebody in
Mm-hmm.
light of over the last few years events.
Because then it forces it to be a concern for all, no matter what you think of the Empire.
Are we going to see Palpatine, though?
Nah. I mean, I'd be impressed.
Ham radioed up, peeps. Slacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Pulse codes is what they call them.
Hmm.
This idiot thinks he's gonna drown. He's wearing a life jacket.
And he could play Atari all day.
Marty McRebel. Great Scott.
That's a little chuckle worthy.
Yeah. She's like, I admire how those rebels pull off the craziest shit.
Mm-hmm. Making a TV out of thumbtack. What?
Hmm.
Mm.
Feel like maybe that was like a subtle hint of what's to come.
Hmm. If a bunch of those units are there, it's probably like some display of might and power, you know?
Yeah.
You know how every
Could've-
time he arrives, there has to be a whole bunch of them lined up.
Yeah. Well, there was in the comics in a moment where the Emperor kind of paraded around the burning of the Jedi lightsabers. Like they threw in Yoda's lightsaber.
Mm.
So I wonder if that was the event, but I don't know.
Maybe it's a bunch of events. It's like, ha ha! Next week we burn their clothes.
I want to parade my honor. Bring me all the Terminators.
Cackle, cackle. Oh, are they seeing the pulse codes? Where is the Empire seeing that too?
Oh boy, did they find the safe house?
I mean, they all got to collide. This has to pick up like 9 episodes ago.
The thing I can't figure out is why she would even call them in the first place. Like at this point, she's been trained enough to know that this is just a dangerous situation and bringing
Yeah, time to
anyone.
get out of there. It doesn't make sense tactically.
She has nothing to give him. No hit other than she needs to escape, right?
Man.
And then Morse code has been trash.
Yeah.
They get there first. Why you can land there? Oh, I like scenes like that for a few seconds of glory. Woo! I agree. I like this shit.
Let me hand you this bulletproof chest pad, but it barely covers 20% of your body.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
Isn't that interesting, you know?
Like it's gotta have some other tactical things because stormtroopers been being destroyed in those with
Right?
blasters for
Yeah.
a while.
Well,
Maybe it
the
keeps
government
your
issued uniform should do something, and
maybe
the
it
good
keeps
Lord
your
will be there.
What if they shoot you in the head?
Maybe they'll remove the head and see what happens.
I don't know. Am I a doctor or a lieutenant? They definitely cut military spending. Like, what if
yeah.
they all have their own little hologram where they can look up and be like, all right.
Maybe it maintains your body temperature perfectly or something, or give you some better movement. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
He's having issues with comms. He should immediately abort mission.
Exactly.
Oh, snap.
Communication disruption can mean only one thing: mission abort.
They've been jammed. Raspberry jam.
Not if
Oh,
we jam it.
this is where the Empire goes by asking people indoors. It's like, are you human? Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fifth
Is
element.
that Fifth Element? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Give me the cash. I love that movie. Yo, I saw this opera singer actually sing that live. Like
Oh, that's
even the
dope.
remix part. It was
Ooh,
trippy. She was so good.
that's a tough song to do too. That's
Mm-hmm. It's actually inspired by a Russian opera pop singer, Vitas, I think.
girl, you need to. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not liking this whole mission. He doesn't know pulse code.
Wow.
Oh, they don't need to look for meat popsicles.
This is so slow, bro. Let's go.
She's like, yeah, I killed him. Oh, so there we go. The Death Star is why she needed to tell him.
Oh,
You
this is
brought them
annoying.
here to
Right?
This is
information.
annoying.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I feel like they're not giving us the story we need, and they're giving us drama in areas that are not necessary. Just draw it out and stretch it.
Is this
further.
where Cassian learns to kill innocents? She's becoming a liability, so he needs to take her out because she's.
You're waiting for that.
Well, I mean, like she's being frantic. He's like telling her we need to go, and she's kind of like, "No, I'm not going to Yavin." So it's kind of like we can't.
At
leave
this
you
point,
alive.
she should. She should have got him out, and then she's telling them while they're leaving. So when the Empire goes there, they're not there. We don't know how high up there they are. That drop could be very, very far. Oh, smart. Meat popsicles. What?
Interesting. They must have rerouted the signal so that it would take him to a completely different location.
Hmm. Wow.
Is that where it ends?
No.
All right, get ready. Next episode in 3, 2, 1, play. The next episode is titled Jeddah Kyber Urso. So
All right, I
Jeddah.
want to hear how they're going to say that in a sentence.
Skip in 3, 2, 1. Oh, did it skip? Yeah, we're good.
Sorry, I was talking over you.
No, you're good. Skip recap in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Good God, it played an ad, it played this, it played that. I was like, get to the episode. Okay, this next episode they're saying is like 46 minutes long, but that doesn't include the credits and stuff like that.
Or my excitement.
I'm honestly shocked. The episodes in the last 3 episodes
Been
were
trash.
longer than this.
It's been trash.
Part 3 was longer.
And yet it's been trash. Trash. It's not good. And this is the final episode, which is crazy because it's been just lacking. We're still here.
Mhm.
This whole last few episodes has just been so slow.
Yeah,
I know.
it's been a really bad finale. It's
Yeah.
been a bad season.
Mhm.
It's gonna, yeah, it's not good, man.
Did these guys get hired for their face? Why are we not having stormtrooper helmets?
Well, I think it's just the idea that they're not stormtroopers, they're ISB agents who just are
Oh.
wearing it's like SWAT gear, essentially.
Chacho
Mm.
Face says nothing that Disney doesn't make is canon. Disney doesn't do a lot of good stuff.
Other than Clone Wars, I did like Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels was great. A lot of the animated stuff, that Resistance wasn't. That we could forget. Um, but yeah, most of Disney's stuff is. We don't even talk about the sequel trilogy.
Like I say, I stand by my words. Disney is high budgeted Disney fan fiction of Star Wars.
That's yeah.
I mean, they have some great moments and great pieces, sure. But the problem is Disney always focuses on quantity and they're picky with their quality. Slower, dude.
So K2SO to save the day to show how badass he is. All right.
No, he's the great part of the show.
No, he is, but
I like
the
him.
fact that they didn't take any time to set up Cassian and his relationship, especially at a time when Cassian was down. Bix
Mhm.
leaves him. Who's there to fill in the gaps for him? Well, how does K2SO get that personality about him? It just kind of inferred that he had it from the get go.
Mhm.
Um, and that was part of his programming. But to me, it's like that's where the show has failed, where the
Yeah.
focuses has been on things that really don't matter when there are elements that are definitely good about it. Like I would say, season one had some really strong dialogue points. Mon Mothma has been a strong piece of it, but the rest has been a real miss.
Because the year gap too also treats it like Tales of a series, which doesn't work for a prequel to a movie, a specific one. It's almost like they're doing Tales of Rogue One, and then when they do have time to give us meat, they can't because
Mm.
their structure limits them. On top of what they do. Oh, whoa!
I love how they're just still shoot him too, just like maybe if we shoot him enough times, there won't be enough pieces left for him to block.
Huh. I'm with you, Carrie Kelly. 100%.
Hmm. Back at Yavin.
Man, still got to work on the X-wing wing.
Saul, okay. She got the hairdo again. Oh, okay.
Hmm. I know I'm not alone when I think Mon Mothma is a beautiful. I'm a big fan.
It's a trap.
Mhm. I guess his quarantine is lifted. He doesn't have to stay in his quarters. Well, from this show, a lot can't happen in a bunch of years.
Yeah.
What's up, Burger? Good to see you.
Hey, Grogu. Hope you're good, brother. Thanks for always stopping by, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, you can still walk around accordingly if you're confined to your quarters. Oh,
The rebellion really does suck. Yeah.
I mean, if that's Disney's goal, they accomplished it. Like, we haven't seen what the rebellion has been doing, to be a problem to the Empire.
Right, yeah. For really the
You just
Empire to
skip
even
all that.
give a damn. They're flies to a dog,
Yeah, they're just there, It's like we're skipping all the important true buildups for stuff. Even the massacre situation was kind of brushed over and we focused on the wrong thing.
Which I guess you could get that if you're aware of Star Wars Rebels, the animated show, but if you're not, if you want live action, you're not going to get that from this show.
Dude, the animated I feel cover more drama and excitement and
Yeah.
the whole meat of things more than these live action things. Did they just hire actors to be dramatic on the screen and that's it?
I love what you say, Nine Lives. The fact they don't take an ultimate secret weapon as an absolute certainty is madness.
Right?
They can't afford not to take it seriously, especially from a reliable resource that has saved their asses, whether they liked his methods or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm. It's like there's more in between aftermath of all the stuff of what we don't see why they're so beat up and tired. We just see them tired all the time. Makes the audience tired, in my opinion. Like, look, we
Dude,
have
that's
so much downtime.
100%.
We have more of these moments to progress the story rather than the actions of what the rebellion is doing to be a problem to the Empire, what the Empire is doing to civilians and policies that make people want to join the rebellion. It's like they're skipping over important, crucial stuff that might be exposing of how things happen in the real world and just focus on personal dramas.
You know what it kind of
like,
reminds
man,
me
my
of?
job sucks.
What some people criticize Godzilla about, like sometimes you only see like 7 minutes of screen time of the G-Man himself, and the rest is just whatever going on. Except Godzilla still does it better when.
I mean,
shows up,
tokusatsu,
so it's
baby.
like, what Godzilla movie was that, Trey, that they were harping on about that? Like, Godzilla
Well,
was
the
only there for
2014
7
Godzilla,
minutes?
he only shows up like 8 minutes or something like that. But when he does, it's very impactful. It hits.
Yeah.
Well, that's when the buildup is done right. And I think that's credit to the director of that, who also directed Rogue One, but is not part of these. What's that? What's her name?
Dedra, yeah. Oh no, I don't think that's Dedra. That's someone else behind him.
Yeah, I keep Deidre locked up and forget the code key.
I wonder if that was Ezra's broadcast or something.
Mm. Why? Did I miss something?
Did he just?
Why did he kill himself? Because they failed to apprehend her? Wait, what?
What?
I really wanted to love this show. I did. But it's 2 thumbs down for me.
Mm.
How long is this episode, Trey?
I think it was like 45 minutes, if I recall.
Oh no.
Oh, it's still got more to go. Okay. It feels like 7 hours.
Red Hooded.
What do you say?
It's shoulder.
My man, Red Hooded. I'm with you.
Sadly, no.
Oh.
It's just interesting to me because like Rogue One, by some people who like the Disney side of things, you know, they really hold Rogue One
As
with
like
high
the one
regard.
bright light for the
Yeah.
Disney Star Wars movies, yeah.
I don't like him. It's the only one I like. What were you gonna say, Subaru? I'm sorry.
So it's just interesting, you know, that they failed. I don't know. I guess there's still 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes left.
I mean, what could they do in 20 minutes? Get us excited for Rogue One.
You think we're going to get or so at all?
Have another moping conversation of leave me. Okay, someone's got to count how many times have we seen people wash hands and pour drinks and sit down and just have a meal. That's happened way more often than any action.
Eating blue cereal, bro. Blue milk cereal.
Mm.
Hey,
Did we
don't
even
bash
get that?
that blue milk cereal, Corey. It's so good.
I think the other funny part, Trey, of this is like our boy Julian. He would, tell us that like, oh, like you guys like too much backstory. You guys need all that filler backstory stuff. And this has been nothing but filler and nothing really taking place. Like the last big action was.
Yeah. I see what our friend means by that, but like at the same time, if you don't see some of that fleshed out, what you get is kind of this jumbled up, like, hey, this is important, but no, it's not. It really isn't.
Yes.
This is important, you know?
Yes, I agree. And that's why I'm like this is like the exact opposite of that now, where it's just all fluff, like all just back stuff. And maybe they're just maybe that's how they're taking it, like, oh, Rogue One is the plot line. This is just going to be all the back filler to get you there, which I don't know if
Wait, hold on a second. This has to do with Andor's sister.
Oh, the beginning.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
The man you do not like.
Benjamin Bratt, save us, man. Blood in, blood out. Let's go. Mi Familia, my favorite movie. He's in. Going on what you're saying about the backstory is important, or I feel like this is filler and backstory for the filler in a bad way. See, more watering something or filling up cans or drinking. There's a lot of that going on in the show.
Okay, he's in the gear now that we see him in Rogue One, I believe. So we're definitely close to the end here.
But then it's still like a year before. So it's like, is there going to be a Rogue Zero to fill in the gaps?
Yeah, they're leaving all the excitement for Rogue
Okay,
One.
so see, yeah, this is what so her husband is with another woman. But see, that would have been doing a quick little B-roll of that. I would have liked to have seen the initial reaction of seeing his wife give the speech, and how he would have reacted to that, and how her family. But instead, we get the aftermath of, okay, he's a drunk now with another woman, And Dedra's in prison.
Oh, maybe what's his face will be there. One Way Out. one way out.
See, this moment has nothing that built up to the intensity. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
we're
it's
going
supposed to
forward.
feel. Yeah, it's supposed to feel like this grand moment, and we're here. We're to Rogue One, and I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't. I'm feeling like I don't want to watch anything for a long time.
Okay,
I feel like I'd rather read a book right now.
Oh, it's the messenger trying to tell his message.
Maybe I was going to tell you something that you're really important, but hey, we're in the show.
Yeah,
So goodbye.
Jim.
Hello.
I agree, man.
That opening TIE fighter wobbling around and trying to get out, I think that was foretelling of the whole series, just in the.
And if you needed somebody to be more of the action side of things, Saul Guerrero should have been more active in this season as well, showing what he was up to and what he was doing.
They just had to show why he was crazy because he's doing drugs the entire time, I guess.
You do not believe me.
I swear, if this really is where this ends, I'm going to lose my shit.
Oh, we did it.
See, I don't even care about this review.
If it closes in its credits,
this seems like closing credits. Like, what are they going to do? Arrive on Jeddah?
Oh my god, this totally is going to be end because the Ring of Cavern is where they go and where he shows up in Rogue One.
Oh, so this is like what, a day? This is like what, a month before, not a year before now?
No, it's pretty much. I know how long it takes them to get there, but it's there.
Maybe that's why he killed that other guy for all that stuff, and because he's over it. He's like, I'm gonna kill people. I don't care because I was in season 2 of Andor.
Yeah, we gotta know where our favorite droid is. Was our favorite droid found a friend? There we go. That's some resolution.
Hey, see, that's the guy I think was in the.
We got some great resolution right there, guys. That's what this show needed.
Hey, what's happening on Velt? Let's see.
Yeah, where's Jimmy?
You know what? I need to see
his Bix there.
She went back to a place where she's wanted.
Is that his son?
Oh wait, is that his daughter? Is that really Rey? No, we found out who she was. Never mind. I forgot those movies.
Who is the showrunner of this?
Is that why she left? Because she was pregnant. She probably, I don't know.
But she was doing all those drugs while she was pregnant. Then I'm assuming. Well, no, I guess
no. They probably had her on what?
She cleaned
the Rebel
out
base.
Of that.
She found her zen in the Rebel base.
Wow, that's where it ends.
We find out that he has a son, and he doesn't.
I mean, double check that there's no post credit here.
No, they.
Holy shit!
What post credit are they?
Holy shit!
Tony Gilroy sucks.
Talk about the biggest, this show had so much potential. Season 1, it was slow, but the second half, you got some of the best dialogue that Disney Star Wars especially, has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get this season, the hype is built, right? They were talking about the biggest hit Star Wars series, they're critically acclaimed, and it's you couldn't have a bigger mishap or it shot like it was a freaking stormtrooper. Totally missed the mark. You hit your helmet on the door, What the
This
hell?
wasn't the backstory we were looking for.
Yeah, it wasn't the back.
I'm going to have to update this.
This is Bantha fodder.
I think I'm going to have to update this.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Just add to the list.
We're going to add.
Oh, man.
Oh, that disappoints. I'm so I'm like, there are moments of brilliance. There is things that are like, oh wow, like that's incredible.
The whole
But
series is filler of something
yeah,
greater that happened, and we just shot around it.
the focus was just so off. It was like it.
We got no story of the rebellion and the empire. Why one is so horrible and one is so needed, and we see a little bit more of how the empire slowly built, but we don't even get that. We don't even see how well they like on Jeddah. Sorry, Forrest Whitaker's character, I forgot his name, but he was talking about attacks that he's doing on whatever. We couldn't even see clips of that, even at least in a montage. You guys spent how much million on this? More than Rebel Moon, and that's what you give us? I feel like we were watching a whole lot of stage theater, where they only have the whole story in one small part, and everyone's just talking before and after, slightly during all the intense stuff, and everything just happens in the background. Yeah. Like in the beginning of that flashback where Luthen is in that ship. This is a perfect example of what Andor season 2 is, where that girl is hiding and she sees Luthen like pacing, like, oh my gosh, this is intense. And then a soldier's coming in saying, oh my gosh, it's crazy, and goes out. And another soldier comes in, oh my gosh, this is crazy, and goes out. The story is all happening outside that cruiser. And what led up to it is the story. And what happens after it is the story. But Andor focuses on the moment when the guy's like, oh man, my job is tough as hell. How are you doing? Oh, I feel stressed. That's the whole story.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know. I don't like this.
It just to me, it's like, it's almost like someone saying, well, hey, it's art. It's art. This is art, because
art's in the background.
Yeah, I gave you a few complex, morally gray characters that have a lot of dialogue and a lot of, moments together. You don't really see that in Star Wars. Star Wars tends to be action-packed. And you don't, clearly, Andor season 1 didn't, like Butler says, you didn't need to have a shit ton of action. You just needed some really powerful moments. But in terms of feeling like, let's go, let's rebel against the Empire because they're the pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. Season 1 did a far better job of giving you that fire than season 2 put you to sleep as a rebellion.
Yeah.
I feel like the rebellion in season 2 is even more disconnected and fragmented,
yes,
than they were in season 1. In
100%.
season 1, they didn't even have a rebellion.
100%.
Like, we couldn't focus on all those rebel leaders who are there at the table. What if there was like missions to get them there or help them get here, and the falling out of the financial support with that guy that they were going to talk on Coruscant, which never happened. And there's so many things that was not said, and too much, not enough said, that was wasted on, that got milked out. The costumes were nice, though. The costumes were very nice.
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Remember when I said in the very first season, especially when it starts slow, and I said one of the things I'm concerned about is I know Cassian Andor's fate, that he's going to die in Rogue One. Well, spoiler alert. And why should I even care about this show? Like, I don't know if I'll ever watch this series again, like 1 and 2.
I mean, I pretty much what I would do is like watch the YouTube clips of its best moments, which would be about 5 minutes.
It'd be a YouTube short.
Like, don't get me wrong, like Rogue One isn't the worst out there, but like it's not one of the ones that I watch the most of. Like, when I watch Star Wars, there's a lot of other Star Wars that I watch first. Obviously 4, 5, 6. True. I'm watching 1, 2, and 3. We don't talk about the sequel series. So it's like, man, like it was just I don't understand why they did what they did. The rebellion starts now is what the song literally said. What the trailer said.
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
My question is when?
I don't think the rebellion has started.
Yeah, I don't feel it's. Yeah. Oh.
Mon Mothra had a really good speech, but that scene was a wasted scene. We're gonna have to dive deep into it. But I was thinking about trying to watch the entire series like we do before. Before
I don't know if I can do it
Friday, but I don't think I'm going to.
I will do my best to do it because I know it's only fair for
That's
our
a damn
audience
good
when
question. Trevor H.
Oh
they.
yeah.
Yeah, no. There's that quick little dream that she's still out there somewhere. I don't understand what the purpose of that whole motive. I mean, I guess the question is some things are just left unresolved and that's just life. But like at that point, you can't do that to your audience. Like you just wasted valuable time that could have been used for something else. That's the thing is like we keep saying it. The focus was in the wrong places. Shouldn't have spent fucking 20 minutes in the first 3 episodes watching people play rock, paper, scissors and a rebellion that just looks completely dumb that it makes like you would never believe the rebellion would put up any fight against the Empire. Now, granted, I know at the beginning of A New Hope, they even say like the rebellion just recently got its first victory, which was, I guess you could say, maybe when they get the Death Star plans, but it's just yes, good soldiers follow orders. The 3 episode and then year time jump was the biggest mistake they could have made. For this show.
How many different Trey, do you have the slide of like all the like episodes and who
it might be on
episode?
another one here. Let me
because it was 4 different. Was it all 4 different directors and everything like that?
Like each set of 3 was
here it is.
One director.
Yeah, and if I recall, I think season 1 was all Tony Gilroy.
So oh my god, dude! Like I can't get into this so much, but if you think about this, if you're going to do time jumps like this, and you're going to have a 1-year gap in between each set of episodes, you better have the written by the same damn person, bro. You better be like you can't have multiple people writing this story and have it be connected and as smooth. That's it. So the 3 episodes, what year jump, you don't like they're writing that episode. I'm sure they all talked about what they wanted to accomplish, but since it wasn't one person all the way through trying to navigate a story, each one seemed combobulated into just BS, garbage.
So I did misspoke a little bit. Tony Gilroy did definitely do a lot more of them as a writer. Him and Toby Haynes, and then his brother wrote the next few. So Tony was he wrote the majority of the episodes for sure. Him and his brother. This round, I think they split it up a little bit where 3, he got 3, someone else got 3, another person got 3. Oh yeah, as you can see there. Man, but I'm not sure that's even the problem because clearly Tony, who's the showrunner and is brilliant, he's a brilliant director, writer from what he was able to do with Rogue One to season 1 of Andor. And like I said, there's moments of brilliance with this show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they lost sight of really what the important stuff was. It should have been, I think. We won't dive too much more into it, but I feel the finale was a mishap. I don't think they land where they wanted to, or maybe they did. It was a soap opera.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know if this is like this had to be thought out on purpose, you know? Like this stuff had to have been screened or known. Like I I wonder if they did this time gap or jump as a way to purposely give us what we got. Like this is a lot of dull. This is a lot of pretentious. I think that's the best word for this season. And it's focused in the wrong areas. I think they should have gave us like 4 movies just broken up into 3 parts. Shot it like they would go about making Rogue One movies, you know?
So get this. I just
Like the suspense was there. You don't even need action. You need suspense too. It's just the characters. I don't know. Sorry, go on. I'm still
Yeah, no, you're okay. So get this. I just calculated each week's total run times, okay?
Yeah.
The longest run time, episodes 4, 5, and 6 with 162 minutes. The second longest run time is episodes 1, 2, and 3 with 148 minutes. Episode 7, 8, 9 is third place with 141 minutes. And episode 10, 11, 12, last place for runtime with 136 minutes. Like, what kind of planning is that as well? You know, like your run times are off as well. Like, that's just wild.
Yeah. And I do see people in the chat that are saying that they really enjoyed it. And I would love to hear you guys' reason. Maybe give me 3 like points that you're like, this is what really hit it for you.
Absolutely.
Now, I am a fan of slow sci-fi burns that are done with brilliance because of multiple reasons, not just action. I'm a hardcore fan of Babylon 5. I'm a fan of Lex, the Canadian 4-season slow satirical burn. Like some people can't even handle that, but that has a lot of creative brilliance. And this TV series of freaking Dune. Like talk about slow burns, those are great, but those had character builds and focus in the right areas. I am a fan of like that kind of stuff. This I felt well, you saw our reactions. It just focused in the wrong areas, drawn out in the wrong areas, and not the right suspense build. And
bad storytelling.
Like yeah, I think it is just bad focus in the storytelling or whatever. Because
I agree. Slow burns.
I'll go back and enjoy Star Trek, no problem. People call that a slow burn. But that's exciting to me because
that's where I'm conflicted because like the character's surreal, right? We talked about how season 1, we didn't quite know where they were going with him, and we kept wanting this moment where he was going to blow up into this like really force of nature that you wanted to get out of his way kind of thing. And then you kind of saw his ending, and my first initial reaction was like, oh my God, what a worthless character. Like, I wish we didn't waste so much time on him. And I'm still conflicted on that. But at the same time, I do understand this was it was meant to be a very grounded, realistic approach to Star Wars, which I like. I really enjoy that idea. And I do kind of like the concept that he was just this ordinary person that you could relate to in a way. He's just going about his everyday life, trying to go and get a job, trying to get promoted, believes in something, and then to see him become a pawn. But as we kind of talked about during our breakdown, we didn't really see the aftermath of how they were going to use his death. So his death kind of felt pointless in this episode. We talked about how maybe it would have helped if they had a moment, like an interview with his mom Edie saying like, look what the rebellion, the Gormans did to my sweet boy who believed in law and order, and use him to further the imperial cause. Like, to me, like if you go deep into the trenches with that kind of story, then I'm intrigued by the soap opera grounded Star Wars thing, right? Like that, to me, that gets into the nitty gritty of like the propaganda, the nastiness of the Empire. But I don't know.
What cracks me up though, Trey? Like, earlier we're being called chills, and then now, we're getting hated on by people who loved it. Which that's what I love about this, because we allow for both sides to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And,
This is a safe space, everybody.
Yeah, say what they
Severance
want
is
to
a
Just
great
be
show,
kind.
man.
Don't be rude.
If you like it, let us know why you liked it. If you hated it, let us know why you hated it.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Earlier, we're like, you guys are shields for even watching it. And we're like, the finale didn't land for us. And we're like, yeah, I'm not crazy about it. Now we're like, oh, you guys are full of shit. You're Star Wars haters. Like
Are the Star Wars
Yeah.
hater people and the Star Wars lover people the same people? They just have two accounts to share their hate on one side and share another account to love it on the. I don't know.
Lost Bane says, "Get me on the show." Not this show, but maybe a future show.
not this one. Plus, I have no idea who you are. Like, not just gonna let some stranger onto the show.
Find us on
No offense.
Twitter. Find us on X, and let's talk.
Tweet us. Like, I would be happy to if you send me a message of like your points, I'd be happy to talk about them on our breakdown on Friday night.
But Mahdi said he got us. He was one that really enjoyed it. He said, "Rest in peace, Lutheran, the GOAT." A little bit earlier, he also said slow burns build suspense. But he was saying that this was a banger. I'm glad. First off, I'm glad that he enjoyed it.
That's good. That's good for you. You should be happy.
He said the character building was his favorite. He said we didn't get to see it all at once, or with quippy one-liners, you get to know the characters, and they change due to their actions, 2, the story progression, and 3, politics. I do agree with you with the saying on the politics side of things. The story progression, I don't know if that necessarily worked though. Like the 1 year jumps, like what was your thoughts there on the 1 year jumps in between? I feel, and as well as a lot of the slower portions, like we talked about earlier with the playing rock paper scissors way too long, or different things that really didn't add to the story. That portion. This adds so much weight to not only Rogue One, but the entire original trilogy. Andor and many characters in the show did the dirty work to allow the rebellion to be where it was. But I would have liked to see more dirty work. That I think that's what
all the dirty work.
We missed the action portion of the dirty work, like the escalations, more of the, like we got the massacre, but we didn't get really much of the rebellion. In the
we didn't even get much of the massacre either.
That's true too.
Well, and I think another thing to point out is not even so much the action though, Corey. Like the action that like gives us, but like the reactions internally, like seeing Mon Mothma deliver that speech, and we don't see how her husband, how her daughter reacts to that. We just see the aftermath of he's a drunk and he's sleeping with someone else now. Which we can guess that, but
why even show that at that point?
Yes, and let alone like we talked about in the last set of episodes, it would have been awesome to see them really hype up Surreal Karn's death and say, yeah, look what the rebels did, look what the resistance did. Here's Surreal's mother up in the Senate hall right now, and like seeing both sides of the debate, that like they really do play with the political game in the real world, like we mentioned last week. So Luthen never saw the sunrise. He's set for the entire rebellion.
Yes, there is that full circle moment of that wonderful, like I still say that speech in season 1 is the greatest dialogue we ever got out of Star Wars.
But would you say we got, as a Luthen fan, would you say we got enough Luthen in this season?
I think he was missing in season 2 too much. Like to me, the place where they should have focused, and see, this is the part where I feel like we should wait for our breakdown
for sure.
But just to say, because now we're here, I think the focus would have been better in terms of Luthen with Cassian, him and their relationship, and how it became strained and how they disagreed with each other. Because to me, the build-up leading into Rogue One, we get this crazy moment, right? I've talked about it many times, where Rogue One kind of opens your eyes and goes, from the get-go with Cassian, you're like, oh, wow, this is a different type of Star Wars, because he kills an innocent person because he's becoming too much of a what's the word I'm looking for? He's becoming too much of a vulnerable asset. Like he could tell the Empire about Cassian, so he has to take him out, right? He can't have that dude out there. And it's that old moment of, oh my God, the rebels had to do some pretty difficult, morally gray things, and it's really complex and awesome. But what we saw in season 2 is Cassian very much avoids trying to kill innocent people. You know, I know some people would say, well, what about the driver? Luthen probably told Cassian that the driver is corrupt and spying on Mon Mothma, so he's not innocent at that moment. And I just feel like, to me, it doesn't make sense where Cassian, where we really last saw him internally, where he is with the rebellion, versus how he gets to that moment where he's just like Luthen and he's willing to take you out if he thinks you're a problem. You know, to me, it does, like, Cassian wouldn't have done that based off what we saw from season 2. So that's where I feel like the story progression, the character development of the main protagonist, Cassian Andor, the show's about him, and yet season 2 felt like we got more development on Mon Mothma's side. You know,
for sure. And this is an interesting thing that Monty says, because he's one that really liked this series. He says episode 1 was good, but I haven't rewatched 2 through 6. A second time, they were the worst part of the show. But like I think that's kind of what we're saying too, because that's 5 episodes you just named there that you're kind of saying is the worst part of the show. So, like, in a 12 episode season, you know, we got to have a few more banners than, you know, just seven episodes that were really good.
I like what Mahdi said too earlier. He said if you take the Star Wars out of it, it's pretty good, or something like that. And I think that's why it doesn't hit as well.
Which is what
because they do take the Star Wars out of it.
They take the Star Wars out of it. Like, if this was a story of something else, some other sci-fi thing, I believe we would have enjoyed it more. Because there's this whole timeline it's fitting stuff into that's important with before the Battle of Yavin, year 1, 2, and all that. So if it was just a sci-fi story and we didn't connect it to Star Wars, it'd be more enjoyable. But the thing is, this is part of Star Wars, and that's the goal when you make any expansion to Star Wars, be it any of these series. And I think that might be a hindrance, or if people don't care about that element, that might be great.
Interesting. That's an interesting thought.
Because a lot of sci-fi doesn't have such a long lineage like Star Trek, like Star Wars, you know, Battlestar Galactica, you know, there's some that don't have enough that you can go in on knowing what else is going on and enjoy it at face value.
We joked about this being the most Star Trek-y side of things when it comes to Star Wars, and that I think, being Star Trek fans as well, Star Trek delivers better, in my opinion, you know, than what Andor was capable of doing in a Star Wars franchise.
Well, also that goes back to what I said a long time ago when we started doing watch parties of these. Star Wars has always been a cinematic experience. Star Trek has always been episodic TV. That realm of storytelling is very used to doing things episodically in parts. This is a new realm for the Star Wars experience.
Do you think we respect you too, Mahdi? We
much love. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate you like being respectful with your thoughts, because I completely understand that there's people that must love the show, and like, if you watch our trailer reaction, this is what I always say about people who like come at us, which is funny. If you watch our trailer reactions, we were freaking like excited out of our minds for Andor season 2. We were excited for Acolyte, and then we saw it, we reacted, you know, we had our views, and it was like Acolyte was a huge miss for us. Andor, loved season 1. It was a bit of a slow burn, but I loved how it added this more adult drama with incredible dialogue that really ignited the feelings of the rebellion. And then we got season 2, and maybe it's just because in our mind season 1 is like a masterpiece. At least in my mind, season 1 is so great that like season 2 didn't just quite hit that same level. I still think it's good, compared to a lot of stuff we gotten from Disney Star Wars. I just don't know if it was as good as season 2. Season 1, sorry.
Like, and you also have some big names too in Star Wars. Like, do you think that the Emperor or somebody should have showed up, especially with how many times we were seeing the Senate and everything like that?
I'm actually glad they didn't show anyone, because you want to save that pop for Rogue One where Vader shows up.
I
think
agree.
you want to save that pop.
And I think there's
maybe
a little bit
Palpatine
of mystery behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Nostalgicness. Like when the Emperor, he kind of is supposed to be this puppeteer in the shadows that you don't really see of him, because he doesn't have to answer to anyone. And I think that's what is kind of crazy about the Emperor, is he doesn't have to show up to the Senate hearings. They can say whatever they want, but if they say something bad about him, you're excommunicated and taken out. You're deemed a traitor, but he doesn't have to answer. He doesn't have to stand on trial to the Senate. That's what makes the Emperor such a powerful, bigot, just crazy guy that he is. It's much more, it's more frightening to have him not have to be there, that he just holds that much power over the Senate, and yet he's just the guy behind the curtains,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But as I'm mentioning all these little things here, like, we have spaceships, we have blasters, we have stormtroopers, that's great. And I get that enjoyment at any convention I've been at. And, if I go to Disneyland at the Star Wars land, it's all there. It's great. But I think what really matters to us is the progression and performance in the execution of the story that really is the difference maker, not just having lore, but how you use it. And I think that's going to be different with a lot of people, especially with Star Wars having, at first, we only had like in the 70s, one movie towards the end of the 70s, 80s, we had 2 movies and maybe a special. 90s, we had 2 Ewok movies and 1 prequel. 2000s, we had 2 movies and a bunch of video game lore. Like, we have all these moments of Star Wars slowly spread out through multiple generations of fans that have changed over the years or stayed the same. And now, since Disney here, we have so much coming at once. Maybe they need to take their time with this stuff to do it right, so everyone's happy. I don't know, but it's really a weird IP with different people running it over different generations to how we are now. That okay, this show's gonna be more kiddie, this one's gonna be more action packed, this one's gonna be more adult and serious. Like, they need to pick and choose their battles and not try and scatter the lore in different target audiences, and kind of keep it under, or limit that, So it just feels like a lot of brilliance spread too thin, in my opinion. Some may hit for people, some may not. And we see that daily with with the divide of fans. Like, Star Wars has a division of fans. In DC, there's like a division by 2, So it's shaky. And the more I see more of what's coming out, the more I see why there's even more divides of the fans. And I don't think that's going to be good in the long run, but we'll see, or maybe we won't.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. I don't know if it'll be interesting to see what the general reaction is to season 2 of Andor, because I've seen mixed season 2, at least from my feed of social media, of where some people are just absolutely in love with it, and some people who are like, this is not worse than Acolyte, but it's not great either. And I don't know. To me, I feel like it's one of those shows where it's very smart, right? It's very intelligent, that it may require you to rewatch it a couple of times to catch everything too, because like we were talking about with Surreal, right? And his journey that he kind of goes through. And when you kind of look at it in a different way, now that you're prepared, you've gone through your initial reaction and you rewatch it, you can probably take something away from it. And I feel like this could be that type of show where over time its brilliance is develops and it becomes more loved? Oh, that's an interesting question, Marty.
I do like
Question,
this question.
is Star Wars a genre or a setting? That almost feels too basic. I wouldn't say it's a genre, because genre to me is like, that's Star Wars is just sci-fi, fantasy, space opera, kind of thing.
Yep.
Setting, yeah, you could say that it is the world, it's the universe you're in. There's a lot of lore to it, and I think if you're not careful with it, there are things that the fans will get you on, because there are people who spend hard-earned money with the comics, the video games, the toys, all the type of lore possible. So if you're not respectful to their money and you do something that feels disingenuous to that lore, to that universe that you love, that you believe has already built in its canon of things, I think you do get easily offended. Like, great example, being a big Godzilla fan and the Monsterverse and stuff like that. I bought all the Monsterverse comics, and I could tell you it's good being a DC fan, because I know a lot of DC comics aren't canon. It's a multiverse. So when I read a comic that's somehow connected to a movie universe, I never read it and think, well, this is canon. This is how it goes down. Because chances are, if it comes up live action, they have made their own canon up in that. But what it makes you feel like is the book I just bought, this comic that I just bought, not just, I've had it for years, but this that I have was a waste of money. It's just a cool, like, one-off story that doesn't matter in the long scheme of things. But you bought it thinking that, oh, this is a story that's a part of this universe that I love. Well, no, it really isn't. So it's artwork, I guess, at that point. So I can understand why some people are like, this goes against everything that Star Wars is. I would say, for like kind of what you said earlier, Marty, is take out the Star Wars portion, take out anything you love in terms of movies, or it always comes down to storytelling and how well that story is executed over time, whether there's background lore about it. And I feel like in the grand scheme of things, the time jumps, the 3-episode arcs were maybe not well executed or the best thought out story plan for this season. It felt like there was things that we were building to with each 3 episodes that were interesting and intriguing, but then the 3 episodes ended. You got to do a time jump. So that story is long gone. And it's like, oh, well, to me, that was the interesting part. Tell me what happens to Mon Mothma and her family. Like, let me see the reaction of how she's dealing with that. Tell me how Cassian and Luthen are bickering and arguing about how his methods are so against who Cassian is as a person that he can't follow them, and then all of a sudden to have him conform to them over time, as we see in Rogue One, like, show us that. And I don't feel like we got that. The casting that we see at the end of that episode, the final finale episode, is not the same casting I see in Rogue One, who's willing to shoot an innocent person without hesitation. Yes, there is the moment at the right reaction of him doing that, but it's not the same. I don't feel like I saw the same person here. Show me the relationship between K2SO, where they're great friends in Rogue One and they're great friends here in the last 2 episodes, but show me how when Bix leaves him and he's lost, of how their relationship develops. Sure, you could read the Marvel comics, but even the Marvel comics have been decanonized by this show. So once again, right, like that, I can see why some people are upset.
It's going to be interesting to watch Rogue One tomorrow. Now, do the
it is
the watch party tomorrow of Rogue One, just to see how this how propel into Rogue One as well.
It is interesting to have this experience and then watch Rogue One and see how we feel then, because I don't hate watch. I hope watch. And
Yes.
if I'm not happy at the end, that's my feelings and that's my reaction to it, and that's mine. And I own that, just like all of us own it, because we spent our time in there. Time and money are equal in value. So it's just astounding to me that this Disney timeline, which it clearly is, because many may know or many may not know. I know you guys know that before Disney took this, there is a whole lore explored with not just the films that the general audience is gifted by, but all the other content, other mediums that fleshed out the story with the blessing of George Lucas. And that continuity is something that's very sacred. And that success is what made Star Wars such a fruitful, beloved, profitable IP to be bought in the first place. Its market value was made by the people who gave Star Wars much love from the enjoyment of what we've had for so many years. I am an old fan. You know, I'm talking about three decades of being a fan of this Star Wars before Disney came along and did their rewriting of it. Because Rogue One, I enjoy that movie. I still like it, even though it's replacing one of my favorite adventures of Kyle Katarn, who originally got the Death Star plans and went on his adventures, and then helped Luke later on to, you know, do the new Jedi Order and all that stuff. That's the experience of it. Those stories are still beautiful and meaningful for me. They still exist because I could revisit it anytime I want.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things I was like, oh, when Disney bought Star Wars, I was like, how are they going to show this story? But they do their thing, that if they do own it, they rewrite it. And that's what we're experiencing now. So when you go against a narration and stories that have happened, it's super hit or miss, you know? And there's more leeway in the comic universe because comic books have been rebooted so many times within their storyline that, you know, that's kind of more welcomed. But if you have something that's such a strong mythos, it's going to be harder. Newer fans could probably enjoy it who never experienced what we have done before then, or with Star Wars as it came to here. But, you know, I'm talking about me and my friends who've been like waiting in line for Star Wars since 90s, and my other friends have been waiting in line in the 70s since Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history here that should be respected, and I think the divide is with certain storytelling that either honor it with retelling it, or if they do rewrite it, they give homage to it in some way, or they completely go left field acolyte style. So it's a gamble, and everyone is entitled to how they feel. I just care more about what's people's reasonings for that, to hear if it's good or not for me to check out. And I always have my feelings, because we're here with Star Wars because we love Star Wars. We love what George Lucas did. We love what George Lucas sacrificed to get here. 20th century was going to pull the plug, and we would have had no Star Wars to begin with when they pulled funding for that. None of us would be here if that man didn't struggle to get Star Wars out. So it's not a question of how good or bad something is. That's opinionative. But what is personal to everyone is how much they love Star Wars, and everyone has different reasons of that, just as everyone has different ways to love. And then that's where it gets tricky. But hey, here we are.
I think I would have preferred the show to be 5 seasons, to be honest with you. But that's probably the Zack Snyder's Justice League lover in me, you know.
Yeah, we don't mind long. I mean, see, that's the funny part, where people are like
burns.
Yeah, where if you don't like slow burn, but yet we love long movies, you know, we'll always watch the director's cut over, you know, a theatrical cut any day. And in all honesty, this kind of felt like the theatrical cut a little bit. There's a little jumping around. I would have been down for the 5-season arc. But
Thanks,
nonetheless,
Oracle said, love just listening to all you guys. We appreciate you, Oracle, and good job. And good job to all the admins tonight in the chat. So you guys
thank you guys. Yeah, thank you. And replay crew, you know, I always love hearing from you guys. You comment all the way throughout your thoughts as you're watching through the episodes, and whether you agree with our takes or you don't. That's why I still want to hear your guys' opinions. Like they're always welcome. Whether you just hate Disney or you just hate what this show is, or you love this show, or you're mixed on the show. I want to hear all your guys' opinions because I find it fascinating. Sometimes when you bring up cons about the show, maybe I'll find reasons that I like it more, or maybe I'll agree. And it's the same way with pros. Like if you guys talk about some of your favorite ones, like Madi did, and some other people in the chat, it sometimes will help me look at it differently. Like when I went back to look at Cyril Karn's character and kind of looked at a different way of seeing it as a more realistic approach to a character of maybe he doesn't have to be so grand. Maybe he is just a reflection of a victim in this entire scenario. But it is quite interesting, you know. Sorry, go ahead.
Just before we wrap it up too much, just because I'd find it interesting, like immediately after watching this, what is one good thing and one bad thing that like I think we already know the bad thing, but like what, like to end on a positive note, I guess what's one good thing that you liked from tonight's last 3 episodes?
Are you asking us?
Mm-hmm. And don't get into too much detail, but we'll talk more. But
this show is very beautiful. Its sound design is accurate. Its sets, its performances, not story, is really, really sincere. I believe the actors believe what they're doing. They are very exceptional actors. They're great. My displeasure of it is no fault on them at all. Costumes are fantastic. It feels like it looks and sounds like Star Wars. It just doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. If it was a separate story, maybe. It's just hard to take that out when this is, Star Wars on the logo. It's just a little difficult to do that. So, I just. Oh yeah, positive. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's very pretty. I like it for that.
Nice, Jay.
Oh, and also the use of CGI for backdrops is far superior to the sequel trilogy. I'll give it that. Like this show does do a good job of expanding the area the characters are in. Like the cities are huge, the planets are in the distance. Like they really did a good job with making it feel like you were there.
Yeah,
without feeling like you were on a small stage. They really visually blew out the world very, very nicely. I'll give it that. So the sounds, the sets, the backdrops, and the sound effects were gorgeous.
I guess if I just had to pick one, I liked getting some Luthen backstory between him and Kaylee. Yeah, I think that was, I wanted almost needed more. Not almost needed.
I think that was the best episode of this whole saga.
Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah,
the first one we saw tonight.
Honestly, if they would have spent a 3-episode arc on their backstory and how they got into the antiquities, selling and creating those webs of the rebellion, I think that would have been a kick-ass 3 episodes if they just fixated on that. Yeah, that's if there is a pro, that is a major pro, I will say. Yeah, great question. For sure. How about you?
For me too, it was the Luthen backstory portion of it, but more specifically, it was if I was to really dial in to my favorite thing of tonight's episodes was Luthen killing himself. Like, just that ultimate sacrifice of like,
and his backup plan to have himself killed for sure.
Yes, like I know y'all got me. It would have been cooler if he like actually punched it into his like heart, versus just like into him. But like, so there's no way he could be revived. But like that was an ultimate level of like just Luthen being a badass. That you got me. And he did it with a freaking dagger. Like that was
to him without making a sound.
Yes, that was a just ultimate like badass move from him. I was like,
and I think that's why we wanted more. Is just every time Luthen was on screen, he commanded the attention and was just like such a bright light for this show that like I hope, because we did get a Cassian and K2SO comic. If they ever made a Luthian spy comic, I would buy it. I would get Luthian's comic immediately. I think that'd be dope.
Because like we said, he had probably. I'm sure we'll go into it in our overall review, but he probably was the best speech of the entire Andor series.
Yeah, yes, 100%. That one speech from season 1 where he says, using the tactics of my enemy, and what if I
gave up everything.
Yeah, that to this day, take once again, was it Marty who said this? Take out the Star Wars. If you took out the Star Wars and just use that as a speech, a monologue of fighting against oppression, it is one of the greatest scenes of all time in TV history. I would easily, it would definitely be in my top 10 as one of the most powerful moments in TV history.
I gotta introduce you to Babylon 5.
I'll be curious to see it. But guys, as we start to wrap up tonight, OJ, what you got coming up on the channel, man?
I'm doing a lot of stuff. Trying to go back to doing more of my podcast series, Kojay's Corner, my opinion on stuff. More gameplays, and the Super Sentai co-watch party Shushu is coming real soon. I'm excited to give you guys the date and a little sneak peek at that. So that's with our beloved boys, the Bat Channel, Super Corey and Trey. You guys, if you enjoy like us enjoying watching stuff and reacting to stuff, this is our first time watching that series. So you're gonna have fun, and that's gonna be weekly. I'm just doing the graphics for it, but be on the lookout for that. And I will provide links of how you could watch along with us. Some of it's for free. And hopefully you heard that. And yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'm excited for that. A little slow with my stuff. I'm working on bigger projects, which I'm excited to give to you all. So stay tuned. More is coming. It's coming. Thank you, Red Hooded. Yeah, free 99. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it, and I had a great time making it with you guys. You guys are awesome, and if you love these guys, you're gonna have a good time there.
Appreciate you, Coach.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for being my co-host.
I'm excited for you guys to see the Super Sentai watch parties. They're so much fun, and I can't wait to just rewatch them again with you guys and kind of relive the reactions that we had, because it was a really fun time. Can't wait for our next series. Guys, as always, it helps us out so much when you smash that like you share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Help us get the 10K so we can do some more charity streams. Seriously, it's one of our favorite things to do on our show. Hang out with us tomorrow night. We are watching Star Wars Rogue One, just as Tony Gilroy was hoping people would do. He said in an interview, I hope that when people re-watch Rogue One, that they take away a different experience. And now that we have seen Cassian's beginning, I can't wait to see how it all ends with him. And I've seen it multiple times. I know how it ends, but I just to now know the backstory, I'm curious to see if it hits a little differently.
That'd be interesting.
So set your reminders for that same time, 8:45 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for Star Wars, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
And then breakdown on Friday night, right, Trey?
Yeah, breakdown on Friday night, not Saturday like normally, because Saturday Corey and I are going to be busy. But thank you guys so much. I'm your host, Trey, with our boy Koji and Super Bro Corey. And don't forget to tune in weekly.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel. May the force be with you always.
Thanks again, Red Hood Outlaw, for the super chat as well. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.